Yo, what is happening, people? It's Raz. This is another episode of the B.A.D L.A.D podcast. Today I've got Arran Cottam, King of the Ring owner, and you're here to talk about some madness. So first of all, the press conference. What has just gone on there, mate? It was fucking carnage, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit wild, to be honest. There's a lot of bad blood, I think, this time, because I'm not promoting. I've left it to my co-promoter, Tayyab, to do a lot of the promoting with the press conferences. I'm fighting this time. So normally when we kind of do half and half, so it was I fight, he promotes. I promote, he fights.
Yeah.
This time it's my turn because it's my last one.
Yeah, retirement fight as well, isn't
I
it?
have quite a game opponent, to be fair, who's wanting to come back. So obviously we had Callum and Reese on there. They had a bit of back and forth. Keane and Aaron, another big matchup, bit of back and forth. Braden and Aidan, very surprising how much they went back and forth. There's a lot of the little lads that got on there, but obviously, I mean, it's my last fight. I've got a game lad, and we've been talking a lot of grief with each other in Facebook chat. You know, we're always constantly talking to each other, and I think your hit just popped off.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
I got under his skin, to be honest. I think I'm good at that. But
chairs going everywhere and all that stuff, man.
Try to chuck it at me.
Right, but we need to sell tickets for that. So both of these cameras, make sure you go and buy tickets for King of the Ring promotion, 4th of July. It's the first outdoor event in the Northwest. But we want to talk about what me and you were doing together. So Razren's linked up with King of the Ring, and we're doing fundraising for Older Hair. Yeah, we're going to raise a lot of charity money for the Children's Hospital. Do you want to tell us why you and Tayyab have decided to back me on this mission?
With us, the charity's quite close to heart. You know, we've had a lot of conversations with it, but myself, I've got a child. He's under Older Hair. He's been under Older Hair since we've been born, before we were born. He's got a congenital heart condition, quite a difficult one, and we spent a lot of time in Older Hair. So before we were born, constant checks over at Women's Hospital in Liverpool, and then over at Older Hair as soon as we were born. We spent like the first 3 months of our life there. Weren't allowed out, you know. We were pretty much living there. Obviously, as he's got older, we've always been a part of Older Hair. We're there constantly for checkups. When he has operations, we're there because he's always having operations. And for me, Older Hair's just been like, it's different to any hospital.
Yeah,
and we were saying this before, is they make you feel at home.
Yeah.
So when we were there, we were given our own room. They would bring us presents, they would bring us food, they would bring us snacks, they'd bring us things like, if we were sat there for hours on end in intensive care, they'd bring us like crosswords. They'd make you feel safe. And I think for me, it's nice to give back to a hospital because they built that hospital on charity.
Yeah.
They are funded slightly by the NHS, but not, full funded. And I think it's just a hospital that's done a lot for me. So I think I can do a lot for them. Obviously, going on to Tayyab's story, Tayyab's got a very similar child, heart condition. Weirdly, we didn't know this before we met each other. Me and Tayyab share the exact same birthday. So 8th December, so we share the exact same birthday.
That's crazy.
And we both have a child who were in Older Hair at the same time. And obviously with very similar conditions. And then now we're co-promoting together, but it's close to his heart because he spent a lot of his time there. He spent Christmases there and things like that. And even he's just amazed at how they bring presents around. They make it like it's a home.
Yeah, they do. They make it bearable, because like the one thing obviously I was there as well with my daughter. That's why I'm doing it, which is another weird coincidence. All three of us have got babies with heart conditions that have had heart surgery at Older Hair. But when I was there, I found like it was hell. Don't get me wrong, it was 6 weeks of hell going through it all, not knowing day by day what's going to happen. But they made it bearable. Do you know what I mean? You get your room, you get looked after. They even understand like when you're having a bad day. You know what I mean? They've got people in place for that you can go and talk to. They go above and beyond, and it's all children as well. It's not an adults hospital. There's no like pissed up dickheads giving nurses shit. It's genuinely just to help the kids in it. And when you've been there and you've seen it, changes you inside, doesn't it? Just everything just changes, doesn't it? So we're going to be raising some money for this cause then, yeah? So we've linked up together. I'm going to do a boxing match on your show. You're going to get behind my fundraising kind of thing, if you will, and we're going to try and get like 10 grand over. We do still need to get the plans in place. We've got the Fighters 5k run. Obviously we need to talk to council and that, but do you want to go into a bit of like that side of things, what we're going to be trying to do, or do you think that's a bit...
No, I'm happy. I mean, for us, we're just trying to make content. So obviously, like we said, we've mentioned the 5k run, raising money for Older Hair. We've got a lot of fighters on board with that. We are going to open that, obviously, if we can get more heads behind that. We're going to mix the combat with, obviously, what it's for, raising money.
Yeah.
So we've got things like, a lot of the lads have suggested things like little boxing exercises where when we go to the gym we'll do little games, you know, things like blindfold boxing.
Yeah.
Those things are quite easy to do, but I think all we need is the support from the public.
Yeah.
So obviously for us it's about getting that support, because we can do all that, because the fighters don't care. They're happy to raise money, and there's some of the best people you'll ever find. Obviously my opponent that I've just had a tear up with, he's doing it as well. He's on board with it.
He's going to come from Manchester to do that run, you know, like.
And it's it, but we do need the support behind it. You know, charity's always really, really good if you get the support.
Yeah.
If you don't get the support there, it kind of seems like a wasted effort.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think for outside people, you don't see it because you've not been in that position where, for example, I was in hospital for 4 months after an open heart surgery, and I was there every single day, wasn't allowed to leave in case anything got said. But you don't see how much they actually do. So it's not like, for example, something big like cancer research where, they're doing things to help people. This is something really personal that they go out their way, they go above and beyond for.
Yeah.
And they don't even ask for a thank you half at time. So I think obviously if we can get the people behind it, it just means that people like us who are just coming into that, they can get the open support that we got at the time. So obviously things like donations, you know, if we can get people wanting to donate, sponsorships, you know, we've got the t-shirts. The t-shirts aren't the end thing we can do.
That's the start,
we can do sponsorships on websites. We can get another t-shirt made with more sponsors on that I can wear, or Tie-Up can wear, or we can get all the lads wearing. You know, we could go to another point where we get a whole load of sponsors that will pay for every t-shirt for the ones running the run. But as I said, all that comes from just little bits of sponsors.
Yeah,
and we're not asking for millions. We just need support, so sharing, liking, engaging, reposting, things like that.
Definitely.
We've got a lot going on.
Because even if you yourself aren't in a position to donate to charity, you could share that Facebook post for free, and one of your friends might think, you know what, I'll give a tenner, I'll give £100, and that's how you're helping it. So that's how that share button is important, isn't it, really?
Yeah. I think going on to it though, it's also about things like following you. So obviously you're embarking on a journey going into fighting. You've not done that before. You're going out your comfort zone to earn it. So it's like people following you as well, because obviously we're going to document your whole journey when we go into it. So from training, from camps, from things like that, from getting it kit, from first day going into that gym, from being pushed, you know, that all needs documented. So it's also just about following people like you, so people can be aware of that journey, maybe asking questions to us, you know, having them conversations about why we do it. Yeah,
which is on the 4th of July, the event coming up, King of the Ring, the outdoor one. You've kindly offered a stall for me, a marquee.
Yeah.
So I can have some information about older hair, and people who want to know and want to come over and put some loose change in a bucket or make a donation, I'll be there willing to give any insight I've got. And obviously the leaflets that older hair are going to send me, they're going to help out massively as well. But
we will walk around, obviously on the night we will walk around with the buckets. So same again, if you got any change, because obviously 4th of July cash only event, we're in the middle of the field. If you do have any loose change from the bar and stuff, just chucking it in, you know, every little bit helps. And obviously on the 4th of July we've also got obviously a lot of stuff we're going to be doing is pushing that next step for older hair. So when we do have that stall and things like, we have you rapping on King at Ring, I mean, you know, if that top's ready and there to go, you might be able to do that on there
in the
stuff
rap,
like that. So as I said, we've got a lot. We've got the foundations there. We just need the support now.
And the picture of the kit is there. That is it with the older hair. This is a different King of the Ring top that I've got, right? Because I just got loads of them. But these are like the normal fighting kits. That's the custom one that you've just seen. There's 8 sponsorship places. It's £125 each to sponsor. I've sold 3 for cash already paid. So that's Top End Traders, Pierce Home Property Renovations, and PPP, Petrie Process Plant Limited. So there's 5 left. 125 times 8, that's 1,000. So once we fill the sponsorship on that t-shirt at the back there, that's £1,000 getting donated to older hair straight away. And then obviously everything we do after that is going to be all 100% donation. So we're not profiting off it. We are genuinely just giving back to a hospital that give back to us, innit, really, man. They give us a new lease of life, innit. When you get your baby back from ICU, it's a different feeling. So that's why we're doing it, and that's how you can get involved. There's also, you've got your own sponsors as well. So King of the Ring has got...
Yeah, so we've got our own personal sponsors. This is separate. So just whilst I'm on, I'll give a shout out to Northwest Pressure Washers. Absolutely fantastic company for all your waste management and pressure washing. We've got Bigger Fish to Fry in Aycroft. They have one of the best chippies in the UK. They've actually gone for an award. So they're currently going through a gold award for being the best chippy in the UK. And then we finally got Insightful Clothing, an actual sponsor quite far away, to be honest, but he's still getting behind us. He's got a fighter on Broxal Bomber, and he's decided to jump on a sponsor with us just to help us out. Really appreciate every single penny they've done has paid for the kits that all the lads are going to wear on the 4th of July. And as I said, every bit that you donate to this cause goes to charity as well. And that goes directly on the kit, pays for your kit, and it goes directly into there as well. But yeah, I think obviously it's good to do charity stuff, but sometimes charity starts at home.
Yeah,
I think for something that is so small but does so big, so Alder doesn't get the most amounts of donations, it doesn't get the big grants that a lot of other places do, but it does massive things with a small amount.
Yeah.
And I think for me, like that, you know, that's really important. And as I said, you know, me and my family, we're forever in their debt. I mean, no matter what happens, you know, we're forever in debt for everything they've done for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, I think there's a lot we can do. We are also open to suggestions. The thing is, with us being a movement and not a product, we're open to things. So if people want to drop comments on this, drop comments on the live, drop
just
comments
ideas.
on the podcast of ideas. If you want to get involved, you can't donate, but just want to share, you want to actually join in.
Yeah.
You want to take a fight in the next one. You know, if we do a fight night and you want to raise some money for charity, jump in. You know, it's these little things that people do, just small things that people do, that make a big difference. And in actual fact, in this one, we've got a lot of the fighters that have turned around and said to me, can you just give my purse to Raz?
Yeah.
I don't want my purse for fighting, to give it to Raz. So all those who are selling tickets for King at Ring, raising money for charity and not wanting to keep their purse, once again, really appreciate it. It does help. Yeah, and I think it's a good movement, and hopefully 10k is the bottom limit we want to win.
Yeah, it's the goal I set myself was 10k, but obviously I'd like to double, triple, quadruple that. But even if I didn't hit half of it, I'd still be like accomplished, you know.
Yeah.
I think anything over £1,000 to charity is good, you know. It's a good little piece of helping it to anything. £1,000 goes quite a long way for whatever. But I'd like to. We're aiming for 10. Like I said, if we don't get there, I'm not going to be disheartened. We're going to carry on going and fundraising forever, really. But the sky's the limit, and in this game, it could literally go to £40,000-50,000. You never know, do you? But like he said, if you have got any ideas, any suggestions, if you want to get involved, if you want to do the fun run, if you want to get involved in all that, just message one of us. Just let us know that you're interested, and we will get you involved. The other things that we were going to be doing is you've got a charity event coming up elsewhere. I don't know if you're allowed to discuss it because it's your work, but it has been mentioned. Yeah,
so we have something that's going on with school. Obviously, the school that I work at, they're doing a big festival. Obviously, at the minute, it's not fully confirmed. There's a lot with it being a school. It's a lot different, but there is going to be stuff like that throughout the year. So I know, for example, hopefully he's watching, but Josh Harris got his own festival on very soon. I've hooked him up with a venue and got him sorted with that. And I'm hoping, well, fingers crossed, hoping that obviously we can use that as well to raise some money and things like that. But I mean, even on there, what like just talking about is what sort of stuff are you going to do when you're training for your boxing? Like what are you going to change now that you know you're doing that for charity?
So obviously, when I start my camp, there's going to be big changes in my lifestyle anyway. So I'm going to knock the drink on the head, which is a massive one. So I was thinking sponsored sober month. Sober October kind of thing, but obviously not in October. So sponsored sober month, see how far I can get, try and raise money that way. I'll go live like maybe once a week in the gym, training, sparring with big hitters like Tommy Alberts, Jack Faye, and the more money you raise, the harder they're allowed to go at me, and you know what I mean, shit like that. Just to, as well as like Jack Faye's got his thing going on at the minute with his group that he's doing, so I'll jump on that. I'll make content for that. We'll try and get that pushed and promoted, and
Just heads up on that. I know that obviously we've not got anything set up at the minute, but Jack Faye, Tommy Alberts, Yusuf Nazkatov, just a shout out, they're all going down at 1 p.m. every single day, training lads, getting them ready. Even though obviously they're not part of the King of the Ring, if you want to go and get any training for free by actual lads who are trained killers, you know, Jack went professional, very good boxer. Tommy, an absolute amazing wrestler, judo champion, he was in the Olympics, Commonwealth, sorry. And you've got Yusuf, whose record speaks for itself.
And Chris Price as well. Chris and Yusuf.
Chris has been going down. Chris,
Cage Warriors fighter,
a professional, accomplished fighter in Cage Warriors, and Yusuf as well. So once again, if you are looking to get into King of the Ring, you're looking to get into a charity fight, you're looking to do anything with that, there's a lot going on in Blackburn. All I'll just say on that is support the Blackburn people. You know, a lot of you are donating to charities. A lot of you are already donating to charities through your bank that you probably don't even realise you're still donating to. A lot of you are chucking money in buckets every single time you go past. And I think for us, it's about bringing it back to Blackburn. There's a lot going on in Blackburn. There's a lot of really good lads doing really good things. You know, King of the Ring movement, building lads, getting them on bigger promotions. Raz with a charity, them lads doing the boxing sessions.
Let me just interrupt you as well.
Behind them.
King of the Ring is where it all started for me. Now, obviously, Jack Faye asked me to do his rap walkout, and I'll be forever in his debt for that. But it was on a King of the Ring show, and you like last minute, right? Here's your mics, here's your free reign. Do what you want, don't let me down, kind of thing. And from that, it stemmed in it to what it is now. So that's why, as well, I'll always have that loyalty with you, with King of the Ring, and that's why I'm happy that you've chose to back this as well. Because obviously, I were out of my depth when I by myself. Like someone, I was doing lives on Facebook. Who wants to buy a quid raffle ticket and all that shit? So it's a massive help for me as well, and it's like it's a good feeling knowing that where it all started from, and we're just going to keep building that fucking friendship and that loyalty with it all. So I'm excited to see what we do. I am excited to see what comes. I do though, I know you didn't want to do this, but I'm just going to do it today. I want to talk a bit about your fighting record and your journey, because you're retiring, mate, and you're not going to come on the podcast again as an active fighter. Do you know what I'm saying? So I reckon we've talked enough about the charity for now, unless there's anything else, but let's just have a quick insight into Arran Cottam, man. So your fighting record, what got you into it, why did you start, all that jazz?
If I go right back to the start, you may as well watch the podcast on Chris Bryce if I go right back to the start, but I was quite rough, you know, from Galley Greaves. I had 5 brothers, once again, all very rough. I grew up play fighting with them, learning to fight. You know, didn't have the best family upbringing. My mum was pretty much the head of everything, ran the family, you know, looked after us, brought us up. And I've just always been naturally good at it. And even to this day, I mean, this story's been told so many times, and, you know, I talk about the main man who was one of the only people who really humbled me to actually start my fighting career was John James. I remember I always thought was the hardest man in Blackburn, you know, I was the big stacks of Blackburn. And I used to walk around with a bit of a chip on my shoulder. And I got into a bit of back and forth with a lot of people. And I remember Chris Price once was at a bus stop. I used to give Chris a lot of grief. He had a broken leg. I'm not proud of this, but I walked past and told him I was going to bang him out, you know. Been on to me, he was an MMA fighter. I'd never done this ground game before, I didn't know it existed. And one day he said, come down to my MMA gym, you know, we'll see how hard you are then. And he obviously at the time still had a broken leg. I come down to MMA gym and there we stood, the fucking animal, John James.
That's John James Young, isn't it?
Yeah, John James Young.
One of the best that Blackburn could have produced. If I think he's trying to push it now again, but...
Well, I learnt that very quickly because I remember I walked into the gym, he was built like a brick shit house. Yeah. He was small, lean, you know. He looked the part. And I remember Rob Friedman, Chris had said, like, I told him a lot about me picking on him. And he says, let's go and roll with him. And I remember first round, we're rolling about. John lets me get on top because he doesn't know the story. John lets me get on, he's teach me a few things. Me, start dropping elbows. Biggest mistake in my life. I remember I've never been swept as fast in my life. John pinned me against the wall and absolutely punched my head in. Yeah. Punched my head in bad style. And obviously, like, everyone then split up. I'm there thinking, what on earth just happened? I'm not top dog no more. And it did really humble me. And then obviously after that, John was my idol. He was the person I always thought, I've got to beat him now. I've got to be better than him. Never happened. I don't think anyone could ever be better than him. But that's what got me into it. I fought a few times for Rob. I was always really good. Was a big prospect at the time. Me, Chris Price, John, Zach and Corey, you know, proper pushing it. We had people like Matt Williams and all them. We had a big gym and we were all doing well. And then unfortunately life caught us. You know, some people went in different directions. I ended up having a child, obviously a heart condition, so it did really change my life.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the time. I can't say I didn't have the urge, because I've always had the urge. Just didn't have the time.
Yeah.
And then I started the journeyman sort of route, where I was just getting paid 200 quid here and there, jumping in different fights. And the honest answer is, the 200 quids were just paying for me to take my kids out, do things I wanted to do. They weren't ever making my living, because I was still working a full-time job at the time, which is why I couldn't train. But the extra bit at the end was just helping my family go. And then the rest is history. You know, I fought in every single weight category that ever exists. Fought in every single discipline. I even fought, you know, Aaron Silmain, who was ranked number 2 in Europe at kickboxing, on 2 hours notice. Me, Chris Price and his girlfriend drove all the way down to Newcastle. I was driving and kickboxing. Got my leg booted off, you know, back in car and up. So it's been a long career. I don't know what else you want to know.
Yeah, I want to know your highlight moment of it all. So this is your last fight, your last hurrah, if you will, on King of the Ring on the 4th of July. What's been your staple? That were the moment.
I think my biggest... But I might end up getting upset.
We like the emotions. We like the emotions.
Start crying. No, my biggest highlight is my support.
Yeah.
And I said this here from the start. A lot of these lads building themselves, and I'm going to say this here, and I'm not going to mention any other promotions or out. But my biggest asset was my support. And a lot of these lads are going to shows, and they're going all over the country, and they're taking 5 people. And they're not building the hometown loyalty that people should have. And Blackburn, in terms of coming together, is one of the best towns you will ever find. And when I used to go to a lot of these away shows, Preston, Burnley, I'd take 50, 60 people, and off them I don't even really talk to on a daily basis. They just come to support me. And I think that's my staple moment. There was 2 fights that I always shout out. There was one fight when it was... I was fighting on WBC, and I fought Hayden Sheriff, and I got quite a big fight the next time round, and I was put in against a title fight. The guy didn't turn up, and I had to fight the coach. Right. So they said, there's no one there to fight you, we'll chuck you in with coach. And I just remember there was one round I was getting battered off this 95 kilo man. I was 63 kilo. This 95 kilo man, so I was stood in the middle just giving it him. He's giving it me. And I remember coming to my corner and my hands on corner like this, bent down, and I just heard voices. And I looked up, and I had literally, it must have been about 50 people in the middle of Audley, all stood there with banners up, you know, shouting me, come on Aaron, come on, you know, you can do this. And I think that was number one of the highlights. Then my last one I had all of my kids there. They're old enough now, they all walked me out. And I was present for that one. That was a big dream of mine, was always walking out with all my kids.
Yeah, and you've fulfilled that. So do you reckon you're going to do that on this outdoor show as well? Just for
see, this one, it's a bit of a different one, because my kids love it. My kids do not care whether I come home in bare knuckle and I'm getting absolutely punched to bits. Like, you know, they know what it's about. They know how much it means to me. They know how much it means to them. But I don't know. I think I would love to, because it's my last fight. Yeah. But I also know I started this for me.
End it for you, kind of thing.
Yeah. I would love for my whole walkout to be anyone in Blackburn to get up on that stage and walk out with me. You know, anyone who's ever thought, you know what, I like him, he's a good lad and wants to experience a walkout. I'd love to have 200 people walking down that stage, walking down that walkout with me.
Ramp collapses halfway through and that.
With me close family near. But yeah, I think this is going to be my highlight one, and I do want to go out with a really big bang. And you know, I've said this multiple times, and people keep saying, "Well, give up buying tickets off him because he's retired so many times. Yeah. But this is it. I mean, and this is me firm saying this is it. I've got a lot of reasons why this has to be it. But yeah, I'm going full circle. I'm ending where I began. Began in the bare knuckle, ending in the bare knuckle, and hopefully I'll bring a massive crowd there. Yeah. We'll just see about the kids. I would love them too.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's a bit more gruesome, in it.
I don't think she'll let them because they're a bit more worried about this one. I don't know why, because I'm the king.
Yeah, that's it. You shouldn't be worried about your dad getting in that ring.
But yeah.
But what's next then after? Are you going to continue down the promotions? Are you going to King of the Ring is going to long continue?
To be fair, I always say this to a lot of people: you don't need to be a good fighter to be a good coach. You don't need to be a good coach to be a good fighter. And I've always been better at coaching than I have been a fighter. You know, I've had lads who've gone on to win championships. I had Brad Scott, who'd never laced up a pair of gloves, went on to win a title, you know, against an absolute monster. I've got Lewis Roberts now, who once again, he's just decimating people, and he doesn't even really train, do you know what I mean? Yeah. He comes to me, he listens really well, and he does really well. I've got my old mate, Sean O'Reilly, who everyone knows, you know, he's been with me since the dawn of time.
I think my first ever interview with Sean O'Reilly. Yeah. I think it might, first or second, but one of the two.
And I mean, it's my time to go now, but Sean's, you know, not got long left, and I'd like after this to be that coach now, spend the actual time with them that they need, and then hopefully open my own gym. You know, we're in conversations, me, Callum Wilson, the lads in the King of the Ring chat, pardon me, sorry. But I think that's it. I want a hub for Blackburn. I want somewhere like what Jack and all them are doing, but I want my own place for it to be done. Because I don't think, obviously, they're getting the recognition doing that.
Yeah, and
that they deserve.
As much as I love what they're doing, and I do back it, and I've gone down and promoted it for them, the Vault, as good as a gym as it is, it's not really offering shows in Blackburn as a boxing promotion. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, if King of the Ring had their own gym, it all stems from this. It's like a motherboard of, you know what I mean? The promotions, the show, the fighters.
It's like Fazzy's breeding really good fighters. Like, Fazzy's a fantastic coach.
Yeah.
But Faz's got a stable of absolute killers there who we need to spend his time on, and I'd love to be that sort of entry point where, like, we have fighters who come through us and we build it, and we work with people like Faz, and we do the interclubs, and we use each other to sharpen each other's tools
and just further push Blackburn, innit? But
and obviously, like I said, I think with the amount of good lads that Faz has got that he's putting time into, I'd just really like my own thing like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'd like to follow in his footsteps and do something like that with my own fighters, because I know a lot of people are a bit weary of coaches. So, like, I've tried getting a lot of my lads to go down to Faz. I keep saying to them, go down and train with Faz, do his sessions, you know. But there are some fighters who are a bit weird, and they're like, no, I only want you. It's been a long time for me, you know. I've got 15 years of knowledge in this game. I've got however many fights. I've had to master about 20 different fights now to survive with absolute killers. And I think that's the next step. Is just having somewhere where I can get the next generation ready.
Yeah, now that's what I wanted to jump onto. So there's a lot of yous retiring now, like some big names from Lancashire especially. Seamus Devlin, he's just announced it. You, like you said, Arran Wales,
he's going to not be long short.
So there's a few. So we do need the next generation. Now we have got Reece Nixon's, Callum Wilson's, Aaron Egan's are all coming up. Aaron Egan's mid-generation, and he's not. You know what I mean. So he'll be coming into like the next elite levels as the new generation come up. If you get, you know what I mean, don't you? So it's good that you are willing to still give your time to it and still trying to put in, even because you could retire, right? That's it. See you later, boxing, and feet up at home reading paper. But instead, going to push it. Yeah, we're going to keep on pushing Blackburn.
I think that's the thing, is keep pushing Blackburn. All these shows, and this is all I'm going to say to the Blackburn lads, is all these shows want you for a reason, and it is because of that. They want the man to beat you, because then that person becomes the man.
Yeah.
And we have so many really good fighters here. It is, as we said in the press conference today, we're not here for the money. I mean, me and Tyre are sorted in terms of financial things. You know, I have my own job, I have my own career, I have other little bits. This here is literally just a platform to build lads. You know, you have fantastic gyms in Blackburn. You have Sean for the proper licensed amateur boxing. You have Faz, who once again breeds people for the unlicensed boxing. But all I will say is just make sure you're always representing Blackburn.
Yeah.
Because they're the people that support you. And going back to my highlights, that's who made me what I am today. You know, those lads who came and supported me, everyone who bought tickets, everyone who would travel miles and miles with banners shouting my name, they made me. But that was a lifetime of loyalty.
Yeah.
And that's all I would say is a lifetime of loyalty. And sometimes, a lot of times actually, I sometimes think they're not loyal. These people are jumping shit when they can, and I thought that maybe I wasn't being like that when I was doing it, or people weren't coming to watch me because of other things. But just stick it out. You know, you might not make your riches yet, you might not be happy with a lot of the things that are going on, you might have bigger offers, you might have bigger things going on, but it is just about, if you show that loyalty, the support will come. And it's like I said, you have people like Arran who are proof it pudding. I mean, Arran, you know, has always fought on King of the Ring. He could have fought on however many shows, you know, with the following he's had, but he still chose to fight on ours. Didn't ask for anything. All he asked was for a good fight. You know, Reece Nixon, Callum, they've always fought on ours. Callum's a big name now. He doesn't have to fight on ours, but he is. Reece, same again, upcomer, a lot of offers, doesn't need to fight on ours, but he is. And that next generation, if you just stick with it, stick with the local people, they'll build you. You know, when you do well, stick with Faz. When you do well, stick with Sean. Don't run to the nearest person who offers money.
Yeah. Which is easy to do. If someone offers you a lucrative deal, you just, sounds a bit good to me. And sometimes that can be people's downfalls as well, innit? But Arran, mate, it has been a good podcast. Is there anything else you want to chat about before we try and get some ticket sales pushed for the King of the Ring show?
No, I think today's spoke for itself. I'm a very tired man.
Yeah, we've been busy on this content out his head today, and it's second live I've done.
If you do go and watch it, go and watch the lives of the press conference. It did go off. A lot of good content, a lot of fun content there. It's worth a watch because I had fun.
And where can they get tickets from for the
If
show?
you want tickets, buy them off the fighters. Now, once again, other promotions tell you to come to them. I will always say go and buy it off the fighters. They get commission for every ticket sold. So when you're talking about fighter pairs, they earn their money. So if you need tickets, go and buy them off the fighters. Don't wait till the day, because if you buy them on the day, you ain't helping your fighter. Make sure your tickets are in a week before to get taken off your fighters. If you want your fighter to get some money out of that ticket money you are paying, make sure you buy it off the fighters. All seated have gone. All VIP are nearly gone. We've got about 200 standard left. So hopefully another sellout, touch wood, you know. We've had 3 sellouts so far. If this becomes number 4, then we're doing something right.
Yeah, man. Well, you are anyway. Every show's been phenomenal, and they do keep getting better and better every time.
And the fights speak for themselves. I mean, Callum versus Reece, me versus Kieran, and, you know, a couple of others on the mates the show itself. You've got 24 solid matchups.
Yeah, man.
You know, you've got people like Alan Govan and stuff on there. You've got, you know, people like Kieran Worrell who jumped on yesterday against him and stuff like that. You've got, you know, he drove all the way from Birmingham just to be on our show. Bradford. You know, and it shows what we're about. But please buy the tickets off the fighters, because I benefit if you buy them off me, but I don't want to benefit. I want the fighters to benefit from everything.
Yeah. Happy?
Yeah, thank you.
Right, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.
This has been the B.A.D L.A.D podcast.
Another casualty.